Youth Parliament. The Honorable Minister for Youth and Sport, Honorable Bakari Baji, the Honorable Minority Leader of the National Assembly and members of the National Assembly here in present, the Deputy Clerk, Admin and Finance and staff of the National Assembly, the United Nations Development Programme country representative, our dear sister Astata Day, the British High Commissioner to the Gambia, the European Union Ambassador to the Gambia, and other members of the diplomatic communities here in present, founding father of the National Youth Parliament, Alhaji Sambujang Conte, my respect to you, the Speaker and members of the National Youth Parliament, the clerk and support staff of the National Youth Parliament, other agencies that are partners to the National Youth Parliament of the Gambia, and friends of the National Youth Parliament. On behalf of the National Assembly, the Speaker of the National Assembly, the Right Honorable Fabakary Tombong Jatta, both sides of the National Assembly, and Clerk of the National Assembly, I want to welcome the Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and members of the National Youth Parliament, both elected and nominated, and congratulate you for your assumption of office and welcome you to this August Assembly. The National Assembly, on behalf of the Speaker of the National Assembly, we want to assure you of our unwavering and commitment support to the welfare of the National Youth Parliament and youth of this country. While you take this daunting task of being the Youth Assembly of the Gambia, where you discuss pertinent issues to the welfare of young people, of which government through the Ministry of Youth and Sport will take seriously in helping to shape government policies as they relate to youth of this country. It is a common say that the youth are the future leaders. But of course, I am among those who dispute that fact, that youth are leaders of today and tomorrow. It is until we think that way that we will not be able to commit ourselves to the daunting challenges that lay ahead of us. And as a government and as a people, we must be committed to that cause. Because the young people, once you have a highly trained and skillful, youthful population, you are assured of a responsible and responsive adulthood who will serve the purpose of humanity. It is against this background that the leadership of the National Assembly over the last 2 decades committed to supporting and helping the National Youth Parliament. There are a lot of collaborations, effort that we did with partners to this August body. Sambujang Jang, I remember 2007, 2008, when I was a member of the National Assembly, we had at the time worked tirelessly in ensuring that we allow members of the National Youth Parliament to use the chambers of the National Assembly when we are at the old building there. The Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly has asked me to assure you that the National Assembly will continue to work with you. And as the Deputy Clerk of the National Assembly indicated earlier on, as we speak, we have members from the University of the Gambia who are here training on internship for parliamentary procedures and processes. And as young parliamentarians, your role is to learn how Parliament make laws and, of course, debate their processes and procedures that will help to mold you and shape you so that when we become this leadership of the National Assembly and country to young people, you, of course, among them, you would have been in the right footing, and you would have gathered enough experience and enough training as to how you will discharge the affairs of the National Assembly of the Republic of the Gambia when that is committed to your charge. And of course, you will also aspire in a few years' time, or the next generations, will be your time to be presidents, vice presidents, chief justice, speakers of the National Assembly, and head of institutions. So therefore, it behoves on every citizen of this country to redouble our effort and join Uncle Seedy Sk Njie and the development partners to inculcate a sense of responsibility, sense of ownership, sense of patriotism, and sense of nationalism in young people. So that when you lead this country, you will move it to where it is to stand the test of time. Therefore, as members of the National Assembly, we welcome you sincerely and urge you in your deliberations and in your dealing in your capacity as members of the National Youth Parliament and in your privacy as citizens of this country to uphold the mantra of which Uncle Seedy Sk Njie indicated: sincerity, commitment, devotion to duty, and that you must know that this country belongs to all of us, and your contribution, my contribution, his or her contribution, collectively, together, we will move this country from where it is to a level of which, when we bequeath to the younger generations, our sons and daughters would have bequeathed a country of economic prosperity, development, and attainment of the aspirations and welfare of the Gambian people. On that note, while commending all of you, and I want to reassure you of our commitment to building a Gambia for all of us. As we speak, the leadership and the government of His Excellency President Adama Barrow is committed to embolden and broaden the democratic dispensation of this country, where all of us as citizens, irrespective of our political affiliations, irrespective of our ethno and religions and or regional background, will be equal to the services of this country. The President is committed to building this country for all of us to enjoy. And on that note, I enjoined all of you to be responsible, to be disciplined, and to continue to search for knowledge. In so doing, you will be able to take leadership today, not only tomorrow, but today. We have young people in the country who are members of the National Assembly. We have very young people who probably as young as some of you are. We have young people as members of cabinet, members of the bench and the bar. We have young people in senior and middle management in every sector of governance in this country. The hope is that all of us will be able to serve our borderland. On that note, I wish to, on behalf of the Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, wish you fruitful deliberations, and you will come out with resolutions that will help government to reshape and redirect the young people of this country. On behalf of the Fabagato Mongjata, I declare this session open, and good luck.